Welcome to
Today's Krunchy and Milk.
Yes, it's Cleveland's longest running podcast and the place to hang with your internet besties. Got questions or comments? The email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy, of course, being spelled with a K.
Today's Crunchy.
You can also give us a call or message us at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Today's Krunchy.
We're available anywhere fine podcasts are, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And now,
Today's Krunchy.
on with the show.
Crunchy. Today's Krunchy. Today's Krunchy.
So,
Today's Krunchy.
I feel like
Today's
something that's
Krunchy.
missing from the
Today's
world.
Krunchy.
Even like if it's a new or used car, or maybe it should be a program where, like initially, and I guess you would have to come up with all these metrics and meters, but like where your seat should be adjusted to, and where your mirror should be adjusted to, in order for you to have the perfect vision in your car. Like so, you get the car,
Like a calculation based on like body size and shit.
body size, height, and weight, whatever, like would make this the perfect like way to see all around your car. Like because like it'd be sometimes where it's like I'm sitting in my car and I adjust it a little bit, or I hit the button, I fuck up, and I'm like, oh shit, everything is fucked up now. And like
I drive a car that multiple other people drive too.
yeah,
And I'll get in that car and like Xander will always like I have the steering wheel all the way out. He pushed the steering wheel in. I'm like, come on, bro, you gotta just let me leave my shit be, man. And so
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. We're like, you know what I'm saying, just a little change to be like my whole driving experience stinks now.
yeah. On my I had a Ford Taurus Limited, and one of the good things about it is it had a number 1 and a number 2, where like it programmed like everything, like you push 2 and it'll go all the way back. Like it adjusts the seats, the mirrors, and everything to adjust to like I guess 2 drivers. So that was cool. But still, like having somebody to have everything set up for you, somebody who's a professional, like, oh, okay, well, you're 5'10" and like your torso is this much, your legs are this much. We should have you should be here. I feel like that's something missing from the world that I feel like a lot of people use. Some people would be like, nah, man, I want to lean all the way back and have my elbow in the rest. But for the other people, you know, I think it's probably like a solid thing to have.
Like my mirror plate adjustments are sometimes on me because sometimes like I'll be leaning back a little bit when I'm driving. Sometimes I'll be sitting up. Like so it's like I'm not always in the same position when I drive the car, like depending on how tired I am, like how my mood is, like
Yeah.
is my back hurting, like anything like that. Like any of these things can affect where I need to move my own mirrors in my own car.
Yeah, like sometimes, like when you're, you know, a quick, fast drive, like I'm just going to the gas station, you might be a little bit more erect. Like, but if you like, yeah, I'm about to, you know, I'm heading to the other side of town to go check out, see how much these area rugs are. You might, you know, throw on some Marvin, and you might be leaning back a little bit more. But you know, that maybe that will come along with our service. Like, hey, you know, say you do want to lean back. How far should you lean back in order to see the mirrors is still in the correct way?
Yeah, what's the most comfortable way to sit or lean, but still give you the proper vision? You know what I'm saying? So you have like, you know what I'm saying?
Still.
Maybe just, you know, several options. You know what I'm saying? This setting is quick run setting, or you know, vibes. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have a you know, some settings that can work. You know, like there's a algorithm. Does he like the right word? There's a anyway, for the size of your room versus the size of your TV, so that's the appropriate size. There's a equation. That's the word I wanted. That is like if your room is X big, your TV should be this big, so for you to see it the best way. And so kind of like that in that vein, you know.
Yeah,
I get down with it, man. I just I don't know. I literally pulled in my driveway today twice, pulled in my driveway and was like, nope, go right back out because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Because I got pulled in the driveway after dropping Lee off somewhere, looked at my phone, and Vanessa had her, she wanted me to go pick her up some food. And she had tweeted, good Lord, texted me, and I didn't notice because I was driving. So immediately I just put that bad boy in reverse. And then when I got home from getting the food, I pulled in the driveway. I literally just got out of the car, and Lee messaged me like, "Oh, we done already." I'm like,
Whoa,
so
wow.
I turned around, got back in the car to go get Lee. So it was yeah. Your boy was on
Was
one.
today the last day of school?
No, they first day where they learned how to use they learned how to use their jobs application for doing timesheets and shit.
Okay.
And it was a quicker lesson than well, I guess that makes perfect sense. You know, everybody all phone savvy now. Probably wouldn't be it'd be a sit down with people of an older gen, but you know, these kids, they all know what's up. So yeah, boy, the car just been I actually have to take my car to the actual shop tomorrow because my key fob keeps saying something wrong with it. And I've I've done everything that says to do online, and I'm like, okay. So and I replaced the battery. You know what I'm saying, so you know, boy got the batteries right here, and that still didn't do the trick. So I actually got to go into the shop, and my driver's side door keeps saying it's open.
Oh shit!
So I got to go holler at the good people at Honda tomorrow, and be like, what is this, and how much is it going to cost me? Am I going to get it?
Your car's still under warranty, right?
Great question. Is it? Because I don't know how long my warranty
It should
was.
be because you. It should be because you've had it like the warranty should like restart every time you get a new car, or have to get it totaled and get a new one.
One would hope, but yeah, it's like if it's like X amount of miles or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely like over the miles for whatever, but who knows? Maybe it's the years or something. I don't know. I'm hopeful that the key fob situation is just like, oh yeah, that's some player price shit. Don't worry about that. But the door situation, who knows?
Well, the door situation, I hope both of them are under warranty. But I remember like I said, with the Ford I had, man. So when it first, so my last car was a rental car before I received it.
Yeah, it was a fleet car.
So yeah, so it was like it had like it only had one key.
Yeah.
So that was kind of messed up. And if I would have knew what I knew now, I'd have been like, hey man, can I get another key? Because, you know, back in the day, you know, I had old cars before. And like, you know, a new key, it would have cost me all of 80 cents or something like that before. But maybe not. But I never had to worry about that. But then, so I'm like, okay, I needed a new key. And it was just like, oh no, that's gonna be $100. And then it was just like it had to have a key. You had to have like more than one to make a copy of it in order to sync it up.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I had to get rid of the car is something happened with the key and it just won't turn the car on anymore.
Wow.
And like I had like a locksmith come to this, like it's nothing we can do. You have to take this to Ford. And like, and it's like, it was like Ford's like, we don't really know what to do. And I was like, what? So the first thing I did before I got this car is I got key insurance. So if anything happened with my key, I can just get another one and not have to worry about paying the price of a new key.
Yeah. Man, we'll see. I'm of course hopeful. I'm not really like thinking it's about to be the worst thing ever. And like I said, it's as easy as like, no, I can't pay that, bud. Holla. So if it comes down to it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure your son has he been on the case about it?
He has, but like I said, and there's one thing I did not do. I was like, I'm gonna let the professionals handle this, and that is a fuse that under the hood fuse that that might require replacing. But I'm like, we'll let the G's handle that, and And if they tell me that's what the problem is, I'll do it my damn self. But we'll see. Apparently, it seems to be an issue in my model car. I was again looking on the internet, so it's not like it. It's not a problem that a known. So I'm just like, all right, fine. So that stinks. But like I said, I dig the idea of a facility or whatever ability to have my seat and mirrors tweak to perfection. Yes, please. Yeah. What other services would you like? You know what I'm saying? If you could you know what that I'm kind of getting sick of. What if they could tweak this?
All right. I'm probably dropping gems for somebody else that's probably gonna take this shit, but I know they have recycling. Like for Amazon boxes and shit. I know that exists. But I know a lot of people are embarrassed about how many boxes they have at their house. Like, and I was thinking like a box collection subscription. Like, for example, you pay us $5 a month and like we unlimitedly come pick up boxes for your house for a month. And like we also do like shredding on site.
Yeah.
So that would require like a van, a shredder,
Bruh,
and
you
just
make
like
a killing at the holidays. You know, people trying to like, you know, slide boxes away so their kids don't see shit or their loved ones don't see shit.
Yeah, like that. And only like that, like I know for me, I don't like when I'm putting my trash or my recycling out and the lid's not flush. Okay. It's just a pet peeve for me because I know once that's not flush, the raccoons be like, "Hey, player, you got something out for your boy?
Sample these goodies, baby. You know what it is."
Yeah, because like the other day, I usually try to save the booty part of the bread for Thanksgiving for dressing. But the other day we had some booty ends. I was like, "Fuck it," and I threw it away. And so I go out into my yard.
You freeze all your booties?
I try to freeze the booties, keep the booties cold. And I seen the like the bread bag hanging on my trash can. I'm like, these motherfuckers. Because so they had a snack on me. It was either I don't know if possums can really get up to a trash can, but raccoons. I mean, I've seen them like in our yard before.
Yeah, raccoons just be wild. Raccoons are so food driven. They'll get trapped in a place, and you be like, "Oh shit, there's something in my garbage can because I see it wibbling. So now I got to go flip the garbage can and let this coon escape."
Yeah. If I seen that motherfucker, if that can is a rocket, I'm not coming to knock it. Like I'm just gonna be like, okay. Because I remember, like back in the day, we used to live near a famed sausage factory at this point.
Yes.
And like back in the day, it was a ton of rats around. Like, thank God we never had like a rat in our house, but like in the trash can in the backyard. Man, you had to carry a big stick to keep niggas off you. And we used to like every night. And it was funny because like my brother was afraid of rodents. And I would used to have to like nut up and go hit the trash can because we had to run up to the front because it wasn't not taking out the trash. It was just like deal with mama or deal with these rats. So we dealt with the rats, or I dealt with the rats, and then I think like after a while, like Ray's did something, and like it took care of the rats, but like for a while it was just like it was the all or nothing days.
Shit, I've only seen a couple of rats in life. It was one at the McDonald's over there on Memphis, kind of over there by Fulton.
Okay.
And I'm coming around into the drive-through, and the light just hit that motherfucker's eyes as he was hanging out on top of the garbage can. I was like, "That's a big ass fucking rat." God damn, it was the biggest fucking rat. I think the biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. And then, first time I went to New York, I drove with my homegirl Danielle. and the Apple Maps was not good at that point yet. You know what I'm saying? They were still at the point where Apple Maps suck, and they ended up putting us somewhere in Jersey City, just across the water, but still. And we went down this one little time. I'm like, I pulled. I'm like, it's just a rat going across the street. What's up, man? I'm ratting. You know how we do. I'm like, fuck, that is crazy. And then somewhere else we saw a rat at. It's probably behind another fast food establishment. But yeah, man, it's like Vanessa used to have pet rats, and so is a fan of rodents. But like every now and then, she like talk about trying to get them. Like, nah, bruh.
I had pet rats too when I was younger.
You had a rat?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Bruh, I'm telling you right now, the world twists just a couple of inches left or right. You and Vanessa will be together, and not me. Because you're not, and I feel like it might have worked out okay. Because that's crazy.
What kind of where did you get a pet rat from, Dan?
The pet store, honestly. Like no bullshit. Like it just kind of happened.
White?
Like no, they were black.
Okay.
Like with with that tan tail.
Yeah.
I think it just kind of happened because like we had pet snakes too, or I should say I had pet snakes and my grandmother helped take care of them. And so like we'd have to feed them mice, and I don't know. I guess it just kind of happened where like we got so used to feeding the snake's mice that like I don't know, just getting like a pet rat seemed like a good idea at some point.
No.
Yeah, like the other day, me and Spud went to the pet store. Like we just had like it was like Mother's Day weekend, and I had been. I think I spoke of this before when I was like, "Hey, are you guys mature enough to to shop for mom yet?" And then Emery dry snitched on me and was like, "Hey, I don't want to go with you because I know you're definitely not going to buy mama a present today." And I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, you stay here." And so we me and Spud went to a bunch of different stores, and we went to it was like a Pet Supply Plus before one of the stores we about to go into. He's like, "Can we go in here first?" I'm like, "Sure." We went in there, and he was like, "Hey, what are those little things running around?" Like, "Those are mice." He's like, "What? Can we get one?" I'm like, "Those are food, buddy." He was like, "What?" I'm like,
fuck this head up, man. Like, whoa, what's eating these?
And I'm like, this whole section, because it was like mice right there. It's like those crickets, those all this stuff over here is all food for different
other
animals.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you put my man on the game. That's some life-changing shit right there, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't I'm sure rats have their cuteness factor and their smart factor and shit. And like how they always like, "Oh yeah, they clean as fuck, man. I mean, this rat cleaner than a broke dick dog." But yeah, it's just not for me. Like, I don't think like I would get a fish tank because I love the way. Oh man, I'll send y'all the picture, but like I seen the most beautiful. I know these are some GMO fucking mice or something. Fish, because they were fucking neon as hell. And I was like, "Man, those fish are beautiful." And they were like, I'm like, those would be nice in a fish tank. But other than that, like a pet, I don't know, man. No more.
Hold on. Did you just send it?
I did.
Hold on.
It's
they had to add a black light on them though, right?
Nah.
Because that's fluorescing.
They were fluorescent as hell.
That's crazy. The fish game. It's one of the ones I don't fully. I can't really embrace. Can't call it. Sometimes you need to. Well,
yeah.
Hey.
My mom called me. I know we talked about the fish that she had procured for him.
Yeah,
she had to re-up. She re-upped once, and then she was just like, Man, this big one keep on eating all the fucking fish. There's only 2 left now.
Then it's like he got to go, or got to get separated off in the cut. They do little dividers.
I told my mom she should just straight up flush him. Like he'll survive.
Well, see, you don't want that because you don't want them things surviving. That's the problem. They become an invasive species. Goldfish grow as big as the container they're within.
Yes.
So that's the reason we try to keep certain types of fish out of Lake Erie, because, like I said, they become a problem.
I mean, but then wouldn't we have great B movies?
Yeah, you want to. Every now and again, I'll see a big ass like the koi at the in front of the art museum.
Mm-hmm.
You look at them motherfuckers, they too big. Like they backs look weird. You know what I'm saying? Like they spine situation look fucked up. Cause I feel like it got too much fish.
I'm not an animal.
Oh, y'all, let's get to it. And I mean, y'all had to know at some point these lyrics are gonna have to come out, because they had to come out, and because I have not stopped listening to this song, y'all, at all. So, hey, mustard on the beat, ho, deep boat, any rap nigga, he a free throw, man down, call an ambulance, tell him breathe, bro. Never nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. You gotta wait. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the skull with him. Walk him down. Whole time I knew we got the hoe in him. Pulling him. Extort shit. Bully death rowing him. Say Drake, I hear you like him young. You better never go to cell block one. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from. They tell me Chubb's the only one who get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wop, 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 dot, fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. Welcome to it. Stays Crunchy Milks, episode 539, and no, we can't extend your non-immigrant status.
Oh no!
I am your host, Interstellar 713. Joined as always by my best friends. It's the 216's own Tatum.
The interesting thing about the little sister comment is that 21 Savage is supposed to be dating Ohio's own Lotto, right?
Yes.
And 21 Savage and Drake are cool as far as we know. Yeah. So the little sister line is aimed at Lotto because Drake is supposed to be dating Lotto's sister, and he's been hanging out with her since she's been 17.
Correct. Drake is a groomer. Okay. Drake puts out
groomer energy.
It has groomer energy. From everything we've seen, this man be having a lot of groomer energy. Okay, I'll leave it like that.
And the fact of the matter is, this nigga's a weirdo, man. Like, not that he's like trying to like the internet games he plays. So on the internet, he puts a bottle of water on the internet, and it's like they're from a small town in Ohio, and like it has the small town logo of the Ohio town on the water.
Yeah.
And that's like all he puts on the internet. Like, dude, like you just had a whole ass 4 to 5 songs about doing this type of shit, and you still doing it.
And of course, it's the big homie, Lunchbox 2099.
I got nothing to add to that Drake thing, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the music.
Oh, so one last thing, we can leave Drake alone. Did you guys see the video with Billie Eilish and what's 11's real name?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown singing "They Not Like Us."
I saw Billie Eilish. I didn't know of Millie Bobby Brown was in that
I
video,
think
but also I don't know what she looked like. So as a, you know what I'm saying?
if
I
I'm
know what
not
she looked like
mistaken,
because I just saw her in a movie recently, but I guess I don't know what she looked like in Civvies. I don't know.
I mean, it was such a bad video. It's like
Okay.
they singing it, and it's like they not like us. So it's crazy. But like I think it was Billie Eilish, and the girl on the side of the corner of the video was Millie Bobby Brown.
That's crazy.
And then like the caption of the video was like, Drake, you're officially done. And of course, I think if I'm not mistaken, they were doing the A minor part, which come on, like how many nails can they put? This coffin is not going to open up. The nails in this coffin is just this keeps on growing, and like not to mention like Metro Boomin, like selling out concerts and everybody singing BBL Drizzy like crazy. It's um yeah. Super last, and I've heard this, and I hope it's true. I heard it's a they not like us West Coast remix coming out.
Man, my fingers crossed that is legit happening because one, I just need one of those. It's been a long time since we had one of those. You know what I'm saying? I got 500 type situations.
Man, I hope it's
So
like the game's 12-minute version of One Blood. That would just be the best. Like having another 12-minute song with like E40, Snoop,
yes,
Schoolboy Q, like just abs like this would be the dream. They do a Black Keepy remix to it with everybody from TDE,
yeah.
and then they do the West Coast version with like all the West Coast version, like rapping Forte, like everybody on it. Like, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. Like two of them, you got to have a Black Hippie and a West Coast version. So
Yes.
two more songs.
Yeah. Just make a 12-inch and white label. Yes. All these things are yes. Please. Oh my gosh.
But don't
Well,
put the game on it. Do not put the game on it.
yeah, it's going up that good lately.
I don't know. He don't need to be on it.
Standard fare this week. I have a couple of news stories. One not great. One I think really great. Some mammoth assholes. I truly have not been watching anything but YouTube. There is not. Look, they took X-Men, and I ain't got nothing to do. Okay, I've been playing video games. I've been podcasting. Like, bruh, I'm not lying to you right now when I tell you, I have no fewer than 6, possibly 7 podcasts in the next over the next few days to have to do.
Are we bringing back sports?
Ooh, you know what? Let's go look at. I hadn't gotten any scores this night. It is 57-51 Celtics at the half. It is 0-0 at the end of the first in the Oilers versus Stars in the Western Conference Finals of the NHL.
The Pacers were winning going into the second quarter, and then they scored 2 points in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter.
So the Pacers are pacering.
Yeah, they went on a run there at the end to bring it respectable before half, but they definitely went 6 minutes and scored 2 points.
Yeah. Unhappiness. Why is Stephen A. Smith mad that we fired our head coach? Just because he got us to the playoffs, he can't. What was his, I think his record was 170, 159 over 4 years. Not saying it's a terrible record because it is a winning record, but it's like some change got to occur with the Cavaliers. It just we got to figure some shit out, and especially if I keep hearing the Lakers is trying to set a package up to get McNabb. I said McNabb, Mitchell. I was thinking Donovan McNabb. Wow, I took it back to Mitchell, and I'm just like, God dang it! And I get it. I truly do get it. I know. I don't know. But it's bread to be had here and so forth and so on. Who would you want to coach us? Who would you bring in? Like if you had your druthers, your pick of coach.
Honestly, I have no idea at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who anybody is on. Like, a lot of the names they named. Like, I've heard of like 2 of them.
Okay.
And so, I'm uninformed on this.
Same. I'm not
I
really
felt
good.
like JB wasn't gonna be around just because like watching the team, it seemed like they played hard, but like they were they didn't personally progress.
Mm,
So I felt like if the team was gonna move forward, it was gonna have to be someone who could kind of get more out of them individually.
yeah. Yeah. So it stinks, but it's okay. Let's see. Let's see. Altman and Gansey will start to formulate a list of candidates in the coming days, but one to watch is Golden State Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson, who led the Nets to the playoffs with current Cavs Allen and Chris LeVert. Okay. The Cavs have a significant talent base, all-star guards Mitchell and Darius Garland, and a front court of Allen and Evan Mobley. Under Big Staff, the Cavs were seventh in defense efficiency, with Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, and Allen playing only 28 games together this season, according to ESPN Stats and Information Research. All righty. Thank you for that, ESPN. You've given me the data points I needed. All right, y'all. Let me get this. Let's get the sad one out the way, and then we'll do the fun one. It's great. Fun one is great, and you'll know why here shortly. This is Susan Tebben on the byline over at the Ohio Capitol Journal. Proposed Ohio bill would charge teachers and librarians, basically. It says, teachers, librarians with felonies for pandering obscenity.
Oh.
Obscenity not defined in language. Teachers union unclear on details. A Republican-led bill just introduced to the Ohio House would charge teachers and librarians with a felony offense for distributing material deemed obscene. The problem is the bill does not explain what materials would be considered obscene, despite laying a fifth-degree felony on the feet of teachers and public school librarians who may possess or share such materials. State Representative Adam Matthews, Republican of Lebanon, put forth House Bill 556 last week, a bill that would create criminal liability for certain teachers and librarians for the offense of pandering obscenity, according to the language of the bill. Librarians, in this sense, is defined as a librarian employed by a school district, other public school, or chartered non-public school, and a librarian employed in a school district public library. Teachers and school district librarians would be barred from creating, reproducing, publishing, promoting, or advertising obscene material. They are also prohibited from creating, directing, or producing an obscene performance, the bill states. But what falls under obscenity is not clear from the initial language of House Bill 556, which has yet to receive a committee consideration in the House. The word obscenity only appears 3 times in the 6-page bill in the title of the proposed legislation and twice referring to the title of the criminal offense. Obscene shows up 8 times in the bill, but only accompanying material, performance, articles, and in a clause giving notice about the character of the material of a performance. House Bill 556 aims to amend existing statutes in Ohio Revised Code and pulls exact language from those statutes for pandering obscenity and one explaining legal presumptions in obscenity cases. But neither of those statutes lay out what is considered obscenity either. It's the lack of clarity that is giving teachers and library groups hesitation on the bill. The Ohio Education Association said it's still reviewing House Bill 556, and Ohio Federation of Teachers President Melissa Cropper said the group has not taken a position on the bill, but she is concerned with the vagueness of the bill and the ability for it to be weaponized by bad faith actors who are focused on attacking public schools and libraries, not on protecting children. We also question whether there's a need for this new bill or if existing laws can address the concerns behind House Bill 556, Cropper said in a statement. We plan to discuss the bill with these concerns with legislators and with our members. Questions beyond the motivation of the bill are still coming up as well, including whether or not school district public libraries can include the libraries of a community that are also classified as school district libraries. The Ohio Library Council's executive director, Michelle Francis, said the group does have concerns with the legislation. We reached out to the sponsor and look forward to meeting with him soon, Francis told the Capitol Journal. The bill includes an affirmative defense, meaning if the person accused of pandering obscenity can prove the material or performance was for a bona fide medical, scientific, religious, governmental, judicial, or other proper purpose, they can use that as a defense against the charge. The word educational was struck from the language in the proposal as a reasoning for an affirmative defense. Jesus Christ. As part of the affirmative defense, the material must have been given by or to a physician, psychologist, sociologist, scientist, health or biology teacher, faculty member, person pursuing bona fide studies of research, librarian other than a school librarian, member of the clergy, prosecutor, judge, or other person having a proper interest in the material or performance.
But still, is really not no guidelines of what's obscene. They could pretty much, like, you know what? I think I seen some lipstick in this little dog laugh book.
They're just going to call everything obscene that has anything to do with whatever they choose to be obscene that week. You know it. I know it. We all know it. And yeah, there you go, Ohio. So this one I had to do a little workaround to get. But worry not, the workaround worked. And that is just Google search the article's name and get it from somewhere else besides who had actually wrote the article. Who was like, the only page that came up was like, hey man, you got to pay us if you want to see this article. And I'm like, well, no, I don't.
I have a website that's like a archival website that if you put the link to the article that you're trying to read that's paywalled, it gives you the whole article unpaywalled.
Nice. We'll talk about that here shortly. In this case, I literally just put it in Google and it came up somewhere else. It's the same article. I know it is because it's the same source.
Yeah, I do it all the time for various things.
Cool. Summit County and Austintown resident lawyer takes on Great American Baking Show. It's Bev Shaver at the Canton Repository. I got this from AOL.com. Because the Canton Repository wasn't trying to share. It's easy to see Brad Gessner has made a case for his appearance on the Great American Baking Show since he was a young boy. The chief counsel for the Summit County Prosecutor's Office has been baking since he was 6 and even won his first competition at that age. The attorney now lives in Austintown. After a stint in the Canton City Prosecutor's Office, he's been working in Summit County for 23 years. Gessner has also spent time as an adjunct professor at Walsh University. With all that going on, when does he have time to bake? No worries, as he dabbles in all sorts of delicacies and tasty items. The 60-year-old Gessner said he was inspired to start baking by his mother and grandmother and took a blue ribbon in the men's division for his angel food cake at the Canfield Fair. Now, 56 years later, he's one of the 8 contestants on season 2 of the Great American Baking Show, which premieres Friday on the Roku channel. In a phone conversation this week, Gessner described his preparations for the show, his love for chocolate, and his newfound appreciation for brown butter. Gessner also admitted that macarons remain a challenging endeavor, especially given Ohio's fluctuating weather conditions. His baking reminds Gessner of his mother, especially when he makes his mother's brownie recipe. He now prefers creating non-traditional decorated cakes. Among his favorite moments in the show process was impressing judges during tryouts in Chicago with a checkerboard cake adorned with Italian buttercream and topped with truffles, macarons, and a chocolate drip. Gessner said that he was inspired to try out for the show because of his admiration for the Great British Bake Off. You know, we do. Motivated by the challenges faced by contestants, he decided to apply. Selection was rigorous, involving an initial pool of 20,000 applicants, online interviews, a tasting in Chicago, a final audition in Pasadena, where he baked in front of producers with cameras rolling. Once selected, Gessner and his fellow contestants underwent a boot camp to prepare for the show that is filmed in England. Gessner took 4 weeks of vacation from the Summit County Prosecutor's Office to participate. Each contestant had to create and perfect their own original recipes under time constraints with the added pressure of cameras, judges, and hosts. Gessner cited unpredictable technical challenges as the biggest issue during the competition. He said the lengthy show process was also a challenge as it kept him away from his family and his dog. Baking in the show's iconic tent outside of London was a far cry from his home kitchen. Gessner described it as controlled chaos with up to 17 cameras capturing every moment. Baking in England also requires adjustments to the different ingredients available and as variations in flour, whatever. I'm not gonna give it all away because guess what? We hung out with Brad Gessner this week ourselves. Brad Gessner is is our guest this week on Creme Patissier, Great British Bake Off podcast. And Anthony and I got to kick it with him for about an hour and discuss all matters Great American Baking Show, but baking and his life and so forth and so on. And just a wonderful guy to sit and chop it up with. And that's always kind of fun. And it was truly was an honor to meet him. Rolled right with the punches, got right into the show with us, and we had a great time with him. I think you will very much enjoy that episode. It will be up by the time you hear this. It's already up. It goes up tomorrow from when we're recording this. Actually, it goes up at midnight because it's already actually scheduled. Because of course, that one I was super hyped about. So I not immediately, but I got it edited and did some. I had to reach out to the people I've been working with because it's though initially as discussed on last week's show, Brad hollered at us. Once he hollered at us, that was the end of Brad's discussions with us regarding if he could be on the show or not. I had to go work through Roku and through the consulting firm they use for these matters to get the rest of this together. But it means I got to connect at that consulting firm now. So I reached out to him and was like, "Hey man, could you just send me a press packet, a press kit, so we can I can have the photos and stuff necessary." Bruh. Sent me the fattiest fat kit. I got action shots, got a trailer, I have key art, and I have the headshots of every baker and the bios of every baker. So it'll make for our entire production of KP to run that much smoother, and it's dope. And that guy's working behind the scenes to get us some other interviews and so forth. And so, wish your boys luck. We out here, and your girl, Nick Juke is down with that. What'd you say?
I see we got a good season coming this season. Like talking to Brad was like, we haven't interviewed a bunch of people. Most of the time when we have people on the show, it's friends that we met along the way.
Yeah.
And I hope anybody that we interview that's a stranger is as great as Brad was. Like I've known Dan for over a decade now. Over a decade. But still I'm always still nervous to be the first one on camera. Because it's like it's still I don't know. I've just became that kind of person, but like Brad, like me and Brad chopped it up for like 5 or 6 minutes before T came out. And it was just like the first minute was kind of, oh hey, I'm Anthony, but then we just start talking, and then it was just like, oh man, this guy's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, of course, like from his background, he's used to talking.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really fun interview. Like I hope that everybody takes the time out to listen to it. Listen to every episode of Krim Patissier if you have the time. But this one was a special episode. Like he's from Ohio. He reached out to us because he listened to us and was like, "Hey, can I get on?" Like that's fucking cool, man. Like. Yeah. And not to mention, like we two middle-aged black men, and he was just like rolling with us.
Yeah,
it was something I like. I didn't know how I was going to go, and like my expectations were exceeded. Like he told us and talked to us so gingerly without ruining anything at all about the show that's coming up.
Yeah, like, truly, in fact, like I said, we discussed the show, it was so high level that you don't have to worry about anything about having anything spoiled for you or anything like that. There, one, he literally wasn't allowed the same thing. Two, I wasn't allowed to ask.
Yeah,
and so it meant we had to ask different questions or come at it from different angles. And I hope I did okay. Ant said I did, and I trust him on that matter. But you get nervous. But I wasn't nervous. That's actually the fact. Other matter is, I was so prepared that the nerves I had were going into the preparation, which is why, of course, I sent my initial set of questions to Ant and Nick to have them go over it. And they checked me and was like, "Oh yeah, this is good." And Nick was like, "But ask this too." And I was like, "For certain." So immediately put that on the list and so forth and so on. It was pulling a Dan and being over prepared that made for me to not have any nerves at all going into it. And again, also having just an amazing guy to talk to. Brad is a great guy. I really enjoyed talking to him. We'll probably at some point, honestly, God, I'm going to try to have him back on because he's just such an interesting guy. And it's like I feel like he might fit the bill. Maybe whenever episode he goes off, because despite the fact that Roku is going to be doing the Netflix model and dropping all the episodes tomorrow, seemingly, we're still going to do this. We're going to review the episodes week by week, and so when he gets to his episode, assuming he doesn't take the crown, we'll try to invite him in and have a discussion about how he did and so forth and so on. Maybe just a few minutes, just long enough to have him be like chatted up. He's still got a job and a wife and a dog and family, so that's very real. But yeah, I thought that article was legit, and two, and then, come on, bro, that it just works. Gives us a chance to tell you, yeah, they ain't the only one who got to interview him, and they did it on a phone call. I got to do it via this very application, Iris, which works like a champ, as you know, and I think it recorded nice. I think all the sound turned out real well. Like I said, it's legitimately already posted. It just doesn't go live until midnight tonight, and so worry not. It's there. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any editing or make any art or anything like that. There, it's all done and ready to rip. And like I said, if you no ifs to it, give it go listen to that show. You listen to this show, go give that one a listen. Also, the opposite is true, because the reality of it is more people listen to that show than this show. Sorry, y'all, just is what it is. Yeah. So, but I'm very excited about that.
We're giving you the opportunity to hang out with the cool kids by listening to the other show. Which this show was the Hydrox. That show is the Oreo.
It is definitely the Oreo for sure. So, but that's good. And like I said, I'm glad we make something that is from a perspective that just doesn't that you just don't come across that often, Yeah. And I think we do something real special over there with that. And I hope you guys will listen to it. But that is the news for the week. Hope you enjoyed it. I pass. What's up?
I said, well, that Creme is the Stephen King, Richard Bachman's.
But as always, we give and go, and I give to Anthony. First up, as always, is Tatum. What's the good word, bro?
Man, lots of different stuff. So I did something today. Well, first, today was my boy's last day of school.
Gosh, that seems early.
Yeah, it's the fucking 23rd. Yes, it's super early. So last week I volunteered for a program, and I had originally thought I was gonna have smaller kids, so I had bought all like these fidget toys and stuff like that to give to the kids when I was at the program.
Yeah.
And then when I get there, I had 7th graders. I mean, 7th graders don't want no fucking fidget toys. But then I seen a girl with this on her desk. I'm like, shit, I should have brought it anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And today I told the kids, I'm like, hey, pass these out at school. Check with your teacher. If your teacher don't want y'all to do it, then y'all bring it right back home. So when they took them to school, they was like, man, everybody was surprised. My teacher was like, what? Because Anthony's teacher didn't have a party or nothing. They just had a last day.
Okay.
Mo's class, I believe, had a party, and I know you guys would love to hear this. He was like, hey, I need you to pack 4 more fruit by the foots in my lunch bag today. I'm like, what? He said, listen, I need 4 for the good kids in class. I'm like, okay, all right. So I was like, who you get on 4 fruit by the foots to? He's like, Tina, Tisha, Keisha, and Brenda. I'm like, what?
Freakily, LaRonda.
And he was like, oh yeah, and I gave one to Troy too. I don't know the names, but he straight up just gave them to all girls in his class. I was like, oh, okay, I knew he was gonna do that, and so my boys, when they're in bed at night, They talk to each other sometimes. And one of the conversations that we heard while we were probably watching me and the missus is watching Abbott Elementary, and they in the bed talking like, "Hey man, I like I like Sheena E. Sheena E's in my class. I know she cute
She a mean
and
drummer.
yeah, she be throwing the drumsticks in the air, catching them, and then hitting the cymbal. But she's in my class. I think she cute. You're the what's the name of Chris's brother? You ain't Drew. And then he's like, I am Drew. So I got to see this little girl. And I'm like, man, Emery, you need to shoot higher, man.
Cold blooded.
It was funny, like my my partner had took the boys to a party. And I was gonna let her stay, and I was picking them up from the party. And before she was like, "Man, Emery was with my cousin's girlfriend like all night, just giving her hugs and like sitting next to her." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." And then I was like, "Emery, you got bad taste in women, man. You need to hang out with Dad more because she wasn't it, man." But I didn't say I didn't. And then he was like, "Okay," but yeah, he's a little ladies' man. Oh, last one. And when we went to Jocelyn's like restaurant opening,
Yeah.
just hugging on random women. Like it was this random woman there in front of us. And what was funny was the woman was with her lady, and then like the lady was looking down at him, and I was like, he does love him, and it's too early for this shit. Well, yeah, it's too early for this shit, man.
So when I was a youngin', you know what they called it? They called us mannish for
Yes.
doing that shit, and I had to laugh. Your man, young Mo's got that mannishness in him. But hey, what you supposed to do, man? It's one of the things where it's like it is so blatantly obvious when children are oftentimes heterosexual
Mm-hmm.
that I know that people who are gay are probably the same way. They just can't express it as much. You know what I'm saying? Because of course society is
Definitely.
weird about that.
I mean, I not to be like whatever about it, but it's the same way sometimes. Like I just remember like this little dude named Peanut when we was little. We know Peanut was gay. It wasn't we didn't bully him or no shit like that. He was just gay.
Same thing. We had a dude we went to church with, and bruh, you just know.
Oh yeah.
And then of
I
course,
had a couple of kids like that where you just knew you like it was apparent.
yeah. And then like years later, it's like, oh yo, he got caught with some dude. Like, well, yes, because he was
Yeah.
gay the whole time, people. And of course, we was in church and young, you know, so him getting as time passed on was like, yeah, duh, because. Because of course at that time, you know, these things must be hidden and must be some sort of shameful. But it's like, nah, man, I knew that dude was gay off the word. Because people are
Yeah,
their
like
people.
we had one dude in high school. Like I'll be honest, I don't know his real name. We just called him Gucci Boots because that was what he wore was like Gucci boots.
That's what's up.
And so like, but like I didn't hate Gucci Boots. I didn't make fun of Gucci Boots. We called him Gucci Boots.
Swag, I fuck with it.
And the
Yeah.
fact that he had
And
Gucci boots in that part of Ohio means a lot already. He was probably one of the
yeah,
coolest people around.
he would like dye his hair. Not like it would be like kind of like not frosted tip, but kind of like in that vein where it was like that frosted blonde.
Low light
And
Yes.
like he would
or that
yeah, and he
highlight.
would
No, that's
wear
highlights.
like he'd wear like dressier clothes, but not like suits and shit, but just like the not
They're shitting
preppy,
on
but
y'all
like
bitches. They're shitting on
Put
y'all bitches.
yeah,
put together
but
for a high schooler.
like yeah, he was well put together for a high schooler. You know, he had like some style with the hair color and whatnot, and he wore Gucci boots, and he would walk around. He'd carry his bag in a very feminine manner,
Swag.
but like it just that's who he was. I'm like I don't know, like I'm sure people made fun of him because we were in a fucking high school with like 1,500 kids, and there's probably some cool people in there that were nice to him, and there were probably some shit bags. I'm not gonna deny that, but like I can tell you, I never did nothing to that dude. And then we had another dude when I was in middle school that like everyone knew he was the gay kid, but like no one that I know of did anything to him. I remember like being Facebook friends with him later on in life, and he seemed like he was in a really dark place. I don't know why, but like it was apparent to us that he was the gay because he was the boy that like was kind of feminine, and he would hang out with all the girls. Like he was friends with all the girls, but like not really any of the guys.
That kind of sounds like me in high school. Like
but like there's like a difference between like the dude that's hanging out with them because they're all doing each other's nails kind of vibe, or the dude that's like hanging out with all the girls, but you know that he's like secretly trying to mac on them. Like there's two different energies there, and he was not giving off.
Like I just
you were like overtly trying to mac.
No, like of course, like I had like well when I switched high schools and I was going to one, and then the only person I knew initially was my cousin, which was a female. And like sometimes after school, I would be going to her house, and she was on the cheerleading team. And I just that like those were the first people I initially got to meet because like I went to school with like some people from my neighborhood, but not a part of my neighborhood that I really hung out that I really used to frequent because like my friends lived this way and that part of the neighborhood was that way. And then like initially like the first like year, all I knew was I mean that's all that's on the cheerleading team is girls. So
I don't think we ever had any guys on any of our cheerleading squads.
Yeah, and like it's cheerleading, so it's all the pretty girls. And then when it's all the pretty girls, not all, but a lot of those girls were because I was in 10th grade, they were like older girls and girls that had boyfriends that were 25. So none of them was checking for me. Probably not 25, but they were older. That was a joke that should be stuck in 1999. But like all of them had boyfriends, and it was just like, oh, we'll twerk in front of you, but that's it. You ain't getting nothing else there, man. Like, or I'll never forget one time, like I had a crush on this girl too. She had on a shirt, but she pulled her breast out of her bra to fix them. And she was like, just stand in front of me so nobody else sees. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this in front of me? Like, it was just like, yeah. I hung out with tons of girls, but like nothing was happening because like I was younger than all of them, and it was just like I don't know what it is about in high school. It's like when you're like a year younger than somebody, or like two, it's like it's centuries apart in high school.
Yeah.
I got to kiss a lot of girls, but it was like we just gonna practice or whatever. But it was never nothing more than that. It was torturous for like a year and a half. And I remember this one dude, and I don't even know why he was trying to bully me and say this. He's like, you know what? I fucked your cousin. I'm like, all right. What? I'm like, what am I supposed to do about that? Good for you, Buckaroo. I was like, first of all, that doesn't hurt my feelings. Second, you probably not the last one. You ain't the first. But he really thought he was saying something to me. Like he got all in my face. Like, yeah. I'm like, this isn't UPN, man. Why is you saying this to me like that? I really don't care. But she's just my cousin. That's it.
Like my literal cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not we ain't play cousin. You know what I'm saying?
You know, like how you have a dad and sometimes your dad has a brother? Well, my dad has a brother. and his brother had a daughter, and so that means we're cousins. So yeah, shut the fuck up like that. Yeah, that was so weird.
Dudes are so, I don't know, man.
Yeah, my cousin was that like that girl in high school that
Word.
like so many like all the dudes liked her. She was a cheerleader. She worked at Taco Bell, so you know.
Apparently, she was sexually active.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she because like yeah, she was a senior that year, so she was like she was I guess I know she might have been an adult by then, so
She had
she was
senioritis about her
she,
virginity. She's like, I
yeah.
can't wait to be rid of
It's
this.
so itchy. Please put it in. Please. But yeah, because I think her boyfriend had graduated like the year, but just like every movie, her boyfriend had graduated the year before, and she was still
Oh,
there,
'cause
and she was
he was a year older and he was so mature for his age.
yes, George, the worst name for a boyfriend ever made. But high school was fucking weird, man.
Yeah, as I dropped my kid off tonight at the school for this the little they had a little work thing. A private school around my way was having their graduation at my kid's school, which is hilarious that's how that has to go down. Like, don't y'all got
I
facilities
had
at
my graduation at your school too.
How sweet y'all got that school way big. I don't know
I
how
don't
big
know.
that
I
school is.
think. Well, the thing is, like, we didn't have an auditorium
They
set up like you guys did.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I did my walk down at your high school.
Oh.
That's crazy. But then, of course, that makes perfect sense, don't it? Because, but then that's way far away from y'all. That's why I'm like, that's outlandish. But I mean, how big was the class you graduated? I don't remember how big my graduating class was.
Probably like 300 or 400.
Okay, yeah. We probably had. I don't know. I don't know if it was similar or like less than. I don't know what. I'm gonna text my homeboys and see if any of them can remember. Because at this point, like I said, it's been going on literally like here with them the next week. It will have been 30 years since your boy graduated high school. 30 years. Jesus Christ, I'm old.
I remember when old man graduated from high school 30 years ago in this very place.
I remember we did do it at a different facility. We did not do it at our school. I cannot remember for the life of me where we did it. Somewhere in downtown Atlanta or in Atlanta. I feel like it was in Atlanta and it was near the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. Whatever was over that way. Whatever is over that way, that's where I remember graduating from. So it's crazy time. Good Lord.
Yeah, most people like when they want to have a fancy high school graduation. I remember they used to go to Tri-C and graduate there in their auditorium. I've been to quite a few different Tri-C high school graduations.
All right, my best friend from high school hit me back and said, I think like 150. I that seems smallish, but I don't know. I graduated from Shamrock High School in Decatur, Georgia. It no longer exists. It is now, I believe, Druid Hills Middle School or some such. My man Tiny hit. Oh no, Justin hit us back and said maybe 200, and so it is now a junior high, and so where I went exists no more. So, but word up to my fellow Dragons, y'all know what it is, and that's my high school's mascot. We were the Dragons, we were the Shamrock Dragons.
Yeah, I would think you just would be Shamrocks.
The Shamrock seems just maybe just a little too much. I don't know. Oh shit. But that's what's up. Well, thank you, Ant, for sharing good tales and interesting tales as always, man. Box man, we pass it over to you. Oh,
yeah, I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
even think. No, it's totally fine. But I didn't even think we got. we went on such a tangent. But I forget. I had something else in mind. But
finish up the like. So the kids got the Gator toys out swag.
Yeah.
Teachers is all excited and children excited. That's kind of dope, man. That make your kids like make they cousin or whatever, second cousin, or however that math works out.
Yeah,
The big dogs at school, man.
yeah. Anthony's teacher said like she was definitely impressed because it wasn't candy, it wasn't chips, it wasn't little hugs. But and I think he even gave like it was like a big poppet heart to his teacher, like the biggest thing in the box. So
Nice.
but like we're always pretty good about except when they had like shitty teachers, like giving the teacher something because like Spud told me like, hey man, my teacher loved Dr. Pepper. And like we got her a case of Dr. Pepper for Christmas, and like every time we come through the hall, hey, hey y'all.
Aw.
And like
that means she felt appreciated
yeah.
and appreciated y'all doing that. That's dope.
Yeah, plus you fuck with Dr. Pepper. Like Dr. Pepper is good as hell. If the boys are still in that school system next year, I hope Mo gets her.
Word.
She's a pretty nice teacher, and then we can start her off with a case of Dr. Pepper to keep the ball rolling.
That's what's up. That is exactly what's up. Fuck with it. Well, Daniel, now I pass the reins of this show over to you for a little story time with Lunchbox. What's the good word?
Church, tabernacle, whatever. What is it they say?
Tabernacle. That's my man. Was that's not name song from the church? The Tabernacle. Boom, 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 bounce, boom, boom. Snoop Dogg.
He has more than one song with those words combinations.
I thought that particular song was that.
Like he has like a slower. It was like preach. Yeah.
Well, I had my brother over here this past weekend, and I was doing some cleaning, which I've been putting off for a while. And I know I texted you guys about this, and
they don't know that though.
I know they don't know that. That's why I'm laying the groundwork here, so that they're aware that you kind of like are aware a little bit. But I had my brother help me with something that was like a little difficult because was raised to be one of those like have that collector's mentality, and so I have a hard time letting go of stuff, even if like it really should just be let go of. So like last year sometime I had bought a original Ghostbusters firehouse that was in like pretty good shape, had like most of the accessories, and what it was missing I already had, so I can put it together. That's one of the things that's on my list to do is like get the shelves like all together so I can kind of like make a Ghostbuster shelf with like old toys and other stuff. But I acquired the firehouse so that I had it when I'm ready to do all that. And after I had acquired it, my mom had found my Ghostbusters firehouse from when I was a kid. But like mine was beat to shit. Like the guardrails inside the firehouse were like taped up with like painter's tape, and all the accessories were missing. The entire firehouse was like basically just caked in like attic dirt. Like stickers were peeling off. There was like dried vanilla pudding on the top. And, like, trust me, I know it was vanilla pudding because I did stupid shit when I was a kid.
You found a Jenna Jameson poster up there.
Never really my cup of tea, but I think everyone who knows me knows that.
I'm sorry, it was some ebony actress.
It was probably like Tyra Banks or something, some other model, a different line of modeling. But anyway,
Smooth magazine.
I'd kind of like reached the point where I was like, I kind of knew in my heart that I needed to let it go, even though it was like my firehouse, like the one I grew up with, the one I played with. But it was
the one I coated in pudding.
Yeah,
it's my pudding, damn it.
And I didn't have the heart to put it down, So I turned to my younger brother and I was like, I need you to do me a solid. I need you to take old Yeller here out to the recycle trash can in the backyard and put it down. So I pushed off my slaughter to the youngin, and I was able to let go vicariously through him. And that firehouse is now somewhere at the city dump. And part of me is kind of sad about that because like I know what like that shit meant to me, but I feel like I'll be okay knowing that I have the other one, and when I look at that one, I'll remember the other one.
So was it indie part? You said you do some parts off that, right? For your newer one.
I have the parts for it, but I didn't get them from my old one. My old one didn't have anything with it. That was part of the problem. It was missing literally everything. It was missing the sign. It was missing the containment units. It was missing the pole. It was missing some of the railings. It was literally like desolate.
It's just a plastic husk that you kind of can recognize.
It was like a car. Yeah, it was like a car with one dirty, torn up seat in it.
And then they have vanilla pudding tumbleweeds just going all around it.
No, that was the paint primer from when I had to retry to do the outside from the rust. But yeah, so I finally found the strength to allow something that had a lot of personal meaning to me to go on its way. I've released it back out into the world. So that was a big thing for me because I have a hard time letting go of things like that like just because they were mine, it's hard to let go because it almost feels like in a way you're letting go of like your memories, but I'm really not. Yeah. So that was something that I had to, come to terms with.
Yeah.
So I know it's a huge step, and I understand it. Dude, it's like so much shit. Like in that vein, I have tons of stuff of my kids from when they were babies in the attic. I'm always of the minds. I'm like, one day they might have kids, and they can show their kids because I never had the experience of like going to the attic and seeing my mom's stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's real TV type shit, but I was raised by TV, so I kind of lean that way. So I have all this stuff in this attic, and I'm like, should I? And what condition is it in? You know what I'm saying? What rose colored glasses am I looking at this shit in? And it's like, how fucked up is it actually?
Mm-hmm.
How much butterscotch pudding is on your toy?
Not really a pudding family. But every now and again, Vanessa will come through with the snack packs, and nobody's saying no to them those. So, yeah. So I because what I'm saying, but my point is, I have that similar, I guess we'll call it affliction, that you just, I don't know, it's tough to let go of some things. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, one has to. And I'm glad that you could set the example and set the tone. And sooner than later, I'll have to go in and clean some stuff out and send some stuff on his way. But I'll always ask them, like, you want any of this? And I know Xander doesn't seem very nostalgic. Lee, on the other hand, does have the same bug as me and probably would be like, well, no, just keep this, and this. So, like, I still have the rocking chair that I rocked Lee and I think Xander for a bit in the attic up there. You know what I'm saying? I think I still have the
rocking chairs were so popular in the 90s, weren't they?
Just they always come back around. They're super. They're like we kind of clutch, bro. I'm like, I don't know if you would get it, but like it's a vibe to get your.
Well, no. I'm saying because like I don't own a rocking chair, and like none of my friends that are younger than you own rocking chairs. But like my dad, when I was growing up, had a rocking chair, and they still have it, and like it's more of like a chair that like sways rather than
that's what I have. It's just the new school one. Yeah. The new
they still have it in the family room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a that's one of the things I guess modern parents buy. It's like a glider when you have a kid. Like we had one, and man, that bitch fell apart like in between Anthony and Emory, and then it was a house up the street having an estate sale, and the lady was selling a rocking chair. I'm like, man, this bitch is heavy and sturdy, and it was like $25 on it, and I was like, hey, I'll give you 20. She was like, I am not bargaining with nobody. The price is the price. This is the first day of the sale, man. I was like, all right, and I paid $25 for it and brought it home, and it's sitting right there.
Respect it. Oh my gosh. Well, what else? What else did your brother, you and the brother get down with on this the spring cleaning adventure?
So I this is gonna be funny if he listens to this because I talked a little shit to him about it, but like, so we went out to dinner, like me, him, and my buddy, and we went to a place you and I have actually been to together, Bonchon.
Oh yeah.
And so like they'll have like batches of chicken that are like 25 pieces or whatever,
Yeah.
like, so like I ordered, they on their menu it says tenders, so I'm thinking like tenders, right? And I ordered 20 tenders and it was like $30, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm ordering this, he and I will split it. I ordered like an order of like these octopus balls. I didn't think he'd eat that, but I knew me and my buddy would. And then I ordered the pork buns. So it was like 3 pork buns. So it was gonna be like one for each of us. I ordered like their seasoned fries or whatever. So I ordered like all this food, and I told the waitress that like me and him were on the same check. And it's like I order all this thinking like, all right, this is what we're gonna eat together. And then the waitress is like, do you need anything? He goes, oh, I'll take 23 boneless wings. And I'm just like, the fuck? Because that was $30 worth of fucking boneless wings he ordered on my tab. After I just ordered $30 worth of chicken for us to eat already. And I was like, this little motherfucker, he like is unaware of the precedent that is being set here. And so like I ended up that dinner ended up being like, I paid like $130 for all that shit. It was insane. Considering I didn't even want to like go out to eat to begin with, really.
We got McDonald's at home.
You don't got Korean fried chicken at home, but I hear you, bruv.
I'm sure Dan got cornstarch at home.
I mean, we can make it happen, but don't get me wrong, that shit was good.
Yeah.
Not as good as BB.Q chicken.
Nope, not. Yeah, it's a good stand there, but not how to have BB.Q. None finer.
How were the tenders? Were they crispy? Like, did they use the same batter?
They weren't even fucking tenders. That's why I was pissed. So he got like the boneless nuggets. Like he got fucking Korean fried chicken nuggets. The tenders weren't full fucking tenders. They were like cut up pieces of chicken tender. So they gave me 20 pieces of various chicken tenders. So they looked just like the fucking boneless wings or whatever. Except they were flatter. Like they were like they look flat like little Cheez-Its.
I might have to
were good. Yeah, like I was thinking like fucking like a tender, like you get like Raising Cane's or something like that. That's why when I ordered 20 of them bitches for 30, I was like, cool, this will be enough food for like both of us.
Everybody.
Yeah, so really I was ordering for the table, but like
though he was wrong, you kind of did need more food, right?
Well, I mean, I ended up bringing like 8 of those tender bits home, and I ate them the next day for dinner. So like I had leftovers technically that he could have eaten as his dinner.
Yeah.
But in the end, like it did kind of work out in a way. But like it was the precedent going into that was like, why the hell did you do that?
Oh my gosh.
I saw a meme on Instagram yesterday that was like the Brooklyn 911 guy, and it said like, when you go out to eat with your kids when they're older and they can't order off the kids menu for the first time, and he just had this like shock look on his face when it's like when you get the bill. And I was like, I feel that in my fucking soul. Because every time I take this little motherfucker out to eat, he's ordering like $35 worth of food. Like shit sweet.
So speaking of food, we haven't been able to go to Red Robin in years because my partner got food poisoning from there once. And so it's like it's always been on the list not to go. But when you have kids who fuck with French fries, and it's a restaurant that got bottomless French fries, I'm like, like soon as we not around Mama, we gotta go to Red Robin.
It's too clutch. It's too clutch to not take them.
Did you see the Buffalo Wild Wings promotion going on right now?
Endless boneless wings
And fries.
and fries. Nah, I'm still not gonna fuck with them. Like, I think it would, maybe if my partner wanted to go and we went sat inside, but like, I don't have no inkling to want to go back there ever again. Like, it's one of those restaurants that I will put on the like this, like, oh man, it's our farewell because this ploy is a farewell. I'm good with not going. But Junior got a like he's been Emery has not ever had a hamburger. Probably won't have another. Probably ever have a hamburger. He had some fries. He had apple juice. He was Gucci. But Spud had he had 2 burgers this week. Like this past week, we went to Red Robin. He had a cheeseburger. He said it was fine. Cut it in half. Make sure it wasn't no pink in it because Mom called like, hey man, make sure that burger done. So we ate there, had a good time. But the other night he had a burger from Culver's. He had a butter burger. And he was like, he said so far that was his best burger he had.
Man, look. I think that's the fun part about your kids growing up and developing a palate. Like, oh yeah, that's that one. We might want to go back to Culver's sooner than later, my guy.
Yeah, Culver's.
I do not fuck with nothing at Culver's. I enjoy it. I try to think. What do they call it? A blizzard?
I don't know.
And spun shakes or something like that.
Whatever that shit is. I had their blizzard once, and I was like, that ain't bad. But that was about it.
Hey, I like their cheese curds. Like, I don't eat beef, so it's not like I'm gonna get a burger from there. But I did tell Spud, I'm like, hey man, the next step is we got to go to Shake Shack and get you a burger. So, but that's food.
So, again, speaking of food, ironically enough, just last week I told y'all, no man, it's this Red Lobster bankruptcy thing, no, fake news. And then this week they filed for bankruptcy. So literally last week they had not filed for bankruptcy. No bankruptcy was going down, and this week they filed for bankruptcy. And you know why they had to file for bankruptcy? Because years ago, Red Lobster was bought out in a leveraged buyout by one of these venture capitalist firms who bought Red Lobster. The reason Red Lobster was supposed to never fail was because Red Lobster owned all their land. So if nothing else, they had their land. Well, this venture capitalist capital firm came in, bought all the Red Lobsters, sold all their land, and leased it back to them at higher rent prices. And when it's all said and done, they couldn't afford the rent. And now they are going to have to close and probably may not even survive after all of this. And that's the problem with these venture capitalists and these private equity firms that just be out here just fucking up. I swear to God, bro, capitalism at its barest can work, but they always got to go in and tweak it to make it do dirty shit. And I hate that, man. It's just ick, bro. Like I said, all these businesses buying up houses to then to rent them out. You know what I'm saying? So, but charging way high rents. It's trash that these corporations are doing that, and it's like it's just gross. That like saying we're gonna lose the greatness that was Red Lobster because motherfuckers is like I have to be richer than I don't know God.
Yeah, I just hope we get one last endless shrimp before it's all over. Like Just one last endless shrimp, and then you can have it all, baby. You can have it all. You can have it back. You can close it down. Just one more endless shrimp, so my little boy can have like iodine poisoning, like Pimp C said. And just one last time, baby.
Lay it down, lay it down.
I'm gonna hang up my my lobster bib. I always knew I'd make a stop there, but a whole lot later than a whole gang of people thought.
Oh my god! I
Last
don't.
of the real biscuits.
Do
Well,
you do you still know that by heart? Can you do that soliloquy by heart?
I could do most of it, but
You used to be able to do that whole thing by heart.
um, I haven't even watched that movie in a solid 10 years.
Oh
Like
my
I haven't watched that
god!
movie forever. I've been thinking about like Spud is getting to the age. We'll talk about more about during our entertainment section, but like he's like, hey man, what's your favorite movie? Like, when do I get to watch it with you? I was like, because when I kiss him at night, I'll be like, kiss them on both cheeks and grab their face, and I'll be like, I knew it was you, Fredo. And they're like, what is that from? And I was, I think Emery asked that, but I was like, that's from The Godfather Part 2. And then I was like, he's like, do we get to watch that? I was like, shit. Maybe. I think because Godfather 1 is the only one with titties in it, so I guess we can watch it.
Why is it we always now and so as parents?
I was just joking.
No, but as parents, I've been the same way. Why is it? I'm just I'll let violence get a walk, but
no, they don't
titties is
they don't get to watch like anything with that's not the only thing. The exception to the rule was the Dark Knight Rises. But other than that, like they don't get to watch any like rated PG-13 movies or this is G and rated PG.
yeah.
Like I mean, of course they probably could watch Doc Hollywood, but other than that, no, they don't. They get the opposite of my childhood. Like, I was not a Disney kid. Like, I remember watching Purple Rain when I was little, and like, my mother didn't let me watch She's Got to Have It, but I knew what it was.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we try to have them, be kids and like encourage them to watch kid movies, even though like, man, them shits be sadder than some of the adult movies.
I have watched children's entertainment get a little more. I guess they trying to teach lessons that I guess have to be learned at some point. So, but yeah, man, it'd be like like God dang, you Blue, you made me cry. So,
man,
I hear you.
I'm sorry to just step on your shit, Lunch Man, but I know you buy this book every year, and we've been listening to Diary of a Wimpy Kid books in the car. And this little nigga, Jeff, did some shit. I was just like I stopped the car and pulled over because they like having like a good ass time listening to this shit. I'm like, do you realize this kid's not a good kid?
Oh, I always know that the Wimpy Kid is an asshole.
Yeah, they don't realize that. They was like, this guy's a fucking genius. You hear this shit, Emery?
You're the next Lenny Bruce.
And like, I'm like, can y'all name one time this dude? Like, no, his name is Greg. Jeff is the dude who wrote the book. I'm like, when he done something that wasn't serving, like nice anytime. Well, he did this one thing. No, I think the one point they kept on pointing out was like, oh yeah, the one time he invited the little girl to the country club. I'm like, he only invited the little girl to the country club because he liked her or he liked her, the girl's sister. He's never done anything where it was just like, I'm doing this from the kindness of my heart. It's always some motive. Yeah. And it was just like, nah, you lying. That ain't true. Shut up. You know, come on, man. Why you hating on him? It was all this shit. I'm like, man, and then when later on when her mom was in the car, and she was like, yeah, what's wrong with y'all? He's not a good kid. And then like it was just a whole a whole conversation in the car about how Greg's not a bad kid. I'm like, all right, man, y'all tripping. Y'all, we need to get some different books on the library because y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm hating.
Yeah. Because like the first time I put it on, I turned it off because it's kind of a mean spirited book a little bit. So like you got to be a certain age and be able to pick up on it, but they love it and they love Captain Underpants.
The underpants saga continues.
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, Box, I'm proud of you for making some concerted efforts to be a less of have less of a hoarder instinct and less of a letting the toxic instinct that is nostalgia overtake you and overthrow your home. And it took steps, and it took a whole nother person walking it out your house, but you got it done, damn it. And then you fed that man $30 worth of chicken.
Did he get a lemonade too, or just what kind of drink did he get?
Root beer.
Oh, $30 in a root beer.
Got some barks in the fridge right now, y'all, and some vanilla ice cream because it's gonna be some floats this Memorial Day weekend. Trust.
Oh shit.
Yes, y'all.
That reminds me, I gotta send a text real quick.
ain't nothing going on around my way, y'all. It's all good. Family's good. My man Xander just hit me up to tell me he thought he likes the new voices on Rick and Morty. He thought he was gonna be bothered by them. So that's how my kids roll. You know what I'm saying? That's how that boy bought a truck.
What kind of truck?
Okay, so I guess I do got something to tell y'all. Xander brought for his lady. So I'm doing something right, okay?
Okay.
Even though he's still currently driving it, but it is technically he bought it for her. A 1994 Chevy S10. And as always, my son has he tried to get a hilarious license plate, and though it cleared at the BMV, it did not clear the state. Okay. He's gonna get a Guardians, you can get the Guardians plate with the C right there, right?
Uh-huh.
And he just put in afterwards. But again, the state did not let that walk. He got his denial letter, but currently he still got his 30 days or 90 days, whatever it is now. Mm-hmm. And so it still just says as on his plate, which is pretty hilarious to me. But yeah, man, he knew his lady needed a dependable vehicle and to get her to and fro work. And so he found that truck at a price he was happy with, and so he bought her the truck. And like I said, he currently just is the one riding around, but the whole point is for her to have it, and he still got the Beamer, but he's still working on the Beamer because after it got wrecked by a dude out there. But I just thought that was so, I don't know, I thought it was just super fly. Oh, okay, you know what? Here's a story I will share with y'all, and this a little wild bit of adventure. This is me telling y'all about my kids. That's my son doing well. This is my younger son having a situation, but us coming to terms with it. So a couple weeks back, he goes to go kick with his grandma, their mom's mom, and they was going shop, and some stores going out of business. So they was like, let's go hit the store, get some gear out of there. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So they went and got some clothes. And then they go back to their grandma's house, and their grandma's having them like do all kinds of work and stuff. And then they end up getting into a fight.
Oh no!
Because basically, his grandma was like, "I need you to do this, or you can't have them clothes."
Oh no!
And basically, he was like, "You can keep them clothes because that's not what I came over here fucking to do." And I was like, "That's real." And then they got into such a beef, and then. His grandma was like, and I won't take you home. And just like, that's not a problem. I will call my father. And so they really got into, honestly, got beef. My son is texting us, and we are like trying to be supportive, but I could already feel it because my son, look, one, y'all know my kid, very emotional, but also super duper cancer. Going back to astrology last week, a very, very, very sensitive soul. And so that's why I try not to get too much yelly or too because my kid gets their feelings hurt easy. And so I'm texting. He texts me, and I'm already like, oh, let me, because this is when Vanessa was watching her sister's dog, so she wasn't even at the house. It was just me. And so I immediately just got up and started, putting shoes on, giving my keys. I was like, oh, don't worry, not. And he calls me just crying, and I'm like, and he goes, I'm like, I'm already on my way. Don't even trip. And I'm just driving, and I'm honestly, I'm sitting here considering it. And his grandma consistently misgenders and dead names him, no matter how many times they've been corrected. And just don't do right by him. And I finally was just like, I think it has been nearly 10 years since their mom left. And I have made it my point to try to make sure they have a good, solid relationship with her side of the family. And what we get in return is this. And I was just like, here's the deal. Truly, you never, ever have to see this woman again. I go, the next time you have to see her, she'll be in her fucking coffin. And that's cool by me if that's cool by you. And he was like, yeah. I go, that's real. I go, if they can't just be just like, just call you by the name you choose and so forth. Because everybody else does. So if my old ass mama, God bless you, mama, I love you. You know you old. Let's just be real. Can be like, okay, that's Lee, and Lee is a he, and that's just it. Then this woman who is a good 20 years younger than her should be able to fall in line too, because her sister can, and her son can, and her father, God rest his soul, did. So you just being what you being.
Such and such.
Yeah, such and such is actually correct. And I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know where that heads off into. But truly, I'm not. And I told Anderson, I go, look, if you want to have a relationship with this woman, I go, you good, but your brother's not like fucking with that no more. And he's like, shit. Xander basically like, you ain't said nothing but a word. And I'm like, hey,
yeah,
because she don't like. Remember, I told y'all she don't fuck with her sister no more. So like she don't even invite her sister for events now. So now it's like they do separate events. They have to go kick with their aunt separate from everything else. So it's like I'm like, well, there you go. That's just what it is. That's who you go to now. You don't go kick with her. You go to this one. So go ahead, Ant Man. I'm sorry.
No, it's been ever since your ex passed, it's been a rocky road. And no, I don't. I know it's been a rocky road, and I hope that through some distance, some closeness can come.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, like you said, you've been trying, and it's been a rocky road, and yeah, that's sad that had to it had to come to that point. But Boyle's got a bust. And you can't keep it like that.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't even take it as sad. I take this as we just finally get. Like I said, her son barely fuck with her. The kid's mama did not fuck with her. Your sister don't fuck with you. It's you, buddy. You the problem.
Yeah.
And so I accept that, and I try to move forward with it, and we keep it motherfucking moving. Box, your recording says not recording, but I already know that the composed recording is recording, so I ain't tripping off of it. But I just haven't noticed that, so it's weird because it shouldn't. That shit. How is that even possible?
Yeah, like on my screen it says recording.
How funny, on my screen it says to the opposite. So yeah,
that happened to me before.
Yeah, so I ain't tripping off of it. We should be good. But you know what I'm saying? That's just a little bit something to be crap. But like I said, I take this as a full positive. I take this as sometimes in this life you do have to go no contact with individuals. And like you said, yeah, who knows? Maybe something can come of it. Good can come of it. But if nothing else, my child is secure, has family that does love them. And that's sometimes all it gotta be. And so we keep motherfucking moving. Oh, excuse me. But people, each week, most of the time, but mostly each week, we head over to the mean streets of Reddit into the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And I pull a selection of Am I the Assholes. I actually end up finding, so I end up hearing one on TikTok today, and I was like, let me go look this up right quick. And I found it, and I'm like, yes. So it's another one that I pulled that I went ahead and saved, and I'm like, we can revisit that one next week. I'm trying to find which one I said I'm not. I'm this. Well, here, you know what? I'm gonna read you the four. I'm telling. I'm going to tell you the one which I guarantee. Well, I'm here. I'll read you the three that are remain, and pick two of those as the three we actually go over. Okay. So these are the three I initially pulled, but then I got the one from TikTok that I'm like, so that one's going down. One from TikTok going down. But here are the other three. Am I the asshole for refusing to validate my wife's irrational fear? Am I the asshole for refusing to offer my mom a chance to do better for her kids' sake? Am I the asshole for not giving more money to my wife? Snag me two of those. Give me two of those.
I'll let you pick
Money
first.
to the wife.
Money to the wife is up. Okay. Of the other two, irrational fear, do better for the kids.
I think they're rational fear because like I keep on telling my son about ants. I'm like, you bigger than an ant. Chill out.
All right, we'll tuck the refusing to offer for the kids chance till next week. Worry not, you'll still get that. Let's start with irrational fear. Am I the asshole for refusing to validate my wife's irrational fear? My wife and I have been together for over 10 years, and when we're driving together and I'm behind the wheel, sometimes she'll shout, "Slow down," out of nowhere, and then say, "Why are you driving so fast?" in a critical tone, as if the way I'm driving is obviously unsafe. Usually, I bite my tongue and slow down to placate her. But the thing is, the way I drive is not unsafe. Been driving since 97, never got a ticket or in an accident. My wife is generally a good driver, but much less experienced than me in snow and on gravel roads. And by her own admission, she has some lingering driving related trauma. Yesterday, she came home and told me that the car was making a rattling noise when she drove over bumps. We got into the car and I started going down our driveway, which has plenty of bumps in it. It's gravel and long. And I was driving slightly faster than usual to hit them hard to try to produce the sound she was talking about. Suddenly, my wife yelled, "Slow down. Why are you driving so fast?" I glanced at the speedometer and laughed. Didn't slow down, shook my head and said something like, "Are you serious? What are you afraid of?" Her response was, "I'm afraid we'll skid out and go flying off a cliff." Since that was physically impossible, we were going 25 kilometers an hour, 15.5 miles per hour, if you want to know how fast this is going. And there is no cliff in sight. Let me remind you, we're in our driveway. The same one we have been driving up and down for the past 5 years. I think I laughed and said words to the effect that she was being irrational. Predictably, she got mad at me for not validating her feelings, and I told her I was not going to validate her irrational fear. She didn't ask me to let her out, so I kept driving and we survived the trip from the house to the road. Then we drove around for a while, listening to the car before going home. My wife sulked for the rest of the evening. We argue very rarely, but today the driving thing came up again. I refused to validate her irrational fear. We both got as worked up as we ever do. We're pretty calm people, but voices were raised. I told her how it annoys me that when she yells at me, "Slow down," that it's insulting, that her fear is like being afraid of monsters under the bed, and that maybe she needs therapy to get over it. She said that I'm the one with the problem because I get annoyed when she yells at me in the car, and maybe I need therapy to work on ways to not be annoyed by it, and that I should simply do what she says in order to validate her feelings the way you do for someone you love. Eventually, we decided to end the discussion for the night because it wasn't going anywhere positive. She did her thing, and I made a Reddit account to ask the question, "Am I the asshole?" There's more to the story, but I hit the character limit, so I cut a lot out. Is this person an asshole for not validating his wife's feelings?
feel like he validated him for as long as he could before the conversation had to be had.
Yeah. Words had to be spoken, and the situation had to be addressed. And the reality of it is this person has a pristine driving record, has done well by themselves all these years, and this lady has some kind of trauma that needs to be addressed. Just does.
Yeah, like my mom can't sit in the front of like the car. Like she has like car phobias too.
Yeah.
And
I used to not be able to go over bridges. I've been here. I know these things. You used to scare the shit out of me to go over bridges. I still don't do great with that shit, but I'm just driving at this point, so I just have to kind of suck it up.
mm-hmm.
So it's not like I don't know that these fears exist, but also I know that we sometimes you got to move past it, and screaming at a driver is put you in a more dangerous situation than not.
Yeah, it sucks.
As a person who's currently teaching a teenager to drive, I try to not scream. In fact, I simply try to be like, I try to keep an even keel tone. Again, just in general, but also, like I said, sensitive kid. And so I just try to be real, even in my tone. Just like, all right, hey, you're sliding a little too far over. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back.
I only had to yell once, and that's because he was literally hitting my garage with my car.
Yeah. That's a yellable situation where it had to happen. In general, though, is this person an asshole?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think he's an asshole. I feel for the dude.
Yeah, agree. Reddit also agrees and does not think this brother. I don't know if he's a brother. This person is an asshole. Did he do any comment? Let's see if he commented anywhere. No, he didn't comment. So he came in here to drop this bomb and kept the motherfucking moving. But as I said, Reddit seems to believe this person is not the asshole. Let's take a look. First comment: yelling at a driver is annoying and dangerous, not the asshole. This person says, my mom does this thing where she gets terrified out of nowhere. And we'll do a really dramatic fright sound as a reflex. It scares the fucking shit out of me and makes me jump. She always apologizes, but it's more likely to make me crash than whatever she gets a fright from. It drives me fucking nuts. And somebody responds underneath that, my mom does this too. It drives me insane. And she's the worst driver in the family. And then that person responds, oh, thank you. I'm not alone. Same for our family. I grew up on a farm. I've been driving machinery since I was 8. Fucking relax, mom. Stop it. It's like someone breaks several hundred meters ahead and she makes a fright sound. Fucking stop that. Yeah, dang, this man is, you can see it's mom and apologize spelled with an S and so forth. You can tell this bloke might be from the UK. So, yeah, I don't think you're an asshole. Kind of a dick. I'm gonna give you a little sprinkle of dick because come on, bro, you don't gotta laugh at somebody just because they having a situation.
Oh, you gonna hit them with a little bit of that dick, huh?
Just a little bit, just a little bit,
just a little bit of that old vanilla pudding on the side.
Just the tip, just the tip.
This one is the one I said so TikTok has this thing of they'll start an M at an asshole with like Minecraft playing in the background. And it'll be like, it'll stop where you need part 2.
Yeah.
And you'll never find part 2 for the life of you. So I've just taken it just like, if I want part 2, I'll go find it on Reddit if it is a Reddit story. And I was hopeful for this one, and indeed I did find it on Reddit. And yeah, I love it. Am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? If you had to guess, what would you? Do you think this person would be an asshole?
This one's tough. I feel like no, but I could see it.
Please make it work.
I mean, like, I guess it would depend on how much of an ex they were. Like, was it like an ex-wife? Was it like just like an ex-girlfriend that like maybe you went to like out with in high school for like 6 months? Like, what was the level of ex to this?
Ooh, what level changes it for you?
Well, I mean, like if you were married for like 15 years and like you never quite got over it, you know, but like if like you spent like 3 months together and you hadn't seen him in 10 years, like I don't know, like I have to hear the story before I kind of like feel like I can properly judge this.
Oh no, it's not that I want your judgment. I thought, but you seem to have an insight as to where you would think one is not cool and one is okay. So I was trying to figure out which one was the cool version and which one is the not cool.
I mean, it's not like I got it like laid out in some sort of graph or nothing, but you know,
Yeah, I you sent this to me, so I heard it.
Ah, okay, cool.
So I can't. I already know my feelings are already set.
Very good. I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. I call her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We're all in our early 40s. She died recently, aneurysm. I've been with him 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus. The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, got married, and realized they weren't a great couple and decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clearly early on. He was clear early on that she was important. A couple of months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. He explained the above to me, saying this was one of his closest friends and that it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now and save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you and all, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want us to be a thing. When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me the perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendships? I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, and so it's not like I could use him as an angle. Jesus Christ. You wrote this. He'd have lunch with his ex. They go to their geeky movies and whatever. The few times I brought it up, he said, "We've had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out." She died after they had lunch the other day, on the way to her car. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. He was
man,
working with her.
The husband's not an asshole. This woman's a bitch. I've already heard it all.
he was working.
I think I put that when I replied to T, I'm like, this lady's a monster.
Yes. He was working with her husband.
It's literally like she wished death upon this lady and is happy it happened.
Yeah. He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, "You don't think you're going, do you?"
Oh,
my argument summed up. She's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use "she's my friend" excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had his cry for a couple of days. He gets to be done with mourning already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at his. He was the angriest I've ever seen him when I told him that, replying that he'll be going no matter how I feel and that he's willing to burn this to the fucking ground, holding up his wedding band. Besides you, she was the closest friend in my life. Him, her husband, and her sisters, I want you to understand that, called me an insensitive asshole over this. All saying that there was no romantic aspect to their relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a ghoul for how I've reacted. I've never felt their relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel I should have to hide it anymore and can speak freely. Am I the asshole for just wanting him to be done with her and for him to not attend the funeral?
Yeah, you are.
No. Yeah, that lady was a monster. Like she was just like not come off that shit at all. Like she really hated somebody that she really didn't get to know.
Let's see. You're the asshole. When he divorces you, he probably won't have to explain his friendship with you to the next woman because seriously, who'd want to stay friends with a woman who had treated you like this? How heartless. You're the asshole, OP. I can't believe what I just read. Seriously, I kept shaking my head while reading this thinking it couldn't get any worse. OP still managed to dig deeper. How can you be so stone cold? She basically said, yeah, hubby had a time to cry for a few days. That's enough. He should move on and forget about her already. And still ask whether you are the asshole. Yes, OP, you're the asshole. Big time, you're the asshole. Bruh. I'm going to click this lady's name so I can see if she had any other post. She did not. She posted this, and that was it, and no comments either from her. So she knew what it was. They. Jesus Christ, how can you be that terrible person?
I don't know, and just so blindly so. Like, I'm gonna write in and admit to the world that I'm a dick. Like that I am a I don't know what would be the worst kind of dick.
A moldy dick.
Yeah.
Covered in syphilis and bed bugs. The worst dick ever. What the hell is wrong with you? Seriously, he laid his cards on the table and gave you a chance to back out of the relationship if it was an issue you couldn't get over. So why didn't you in the beginning? You seem so heartless. My ex-husband is still my best friend, as if he ever needs anything from, and if he ever needs anything from me, I'll be there for him. My current fiance understands this and is the same with his ex. We love them like family. They are not lovers or anything intimate, but understand through the romantic relationship, though the romantic relationship didn't work, there was still a platonic care that we didn't want to ruin. He didn't hide the person from you. He told you flat out she was important to him and allowed you to decide. You chose to continue this relationship and thought you had the right to tell him who he could be friends with. I hope he wakes up and realizes how vile you are. So my response to that, yep, my father had an amicable divorce with his first wife. They remain good friends, and they co-parent they co-parent for my older half sister. Well, she was like a second mom to me and my younger sister, and a very nice woman overall. We lived in different states, so whenever we'd visit family near her, we'd always go to her home to spend time with her and my sister. My mom's family also welcomed my older sister, so it was a very good extended family relationship all around. The summer after my mom died, when we were kids, she and her new partner came up to stay with us and help us with the adjustment. She considered me so much like another daughter, they planned on legally adopting me after I turned 18, when I aged out of Social Security survivor benefits. But sadly, she passed away before we could do that. God dang. Whew. I need you, the listener who just heard me read that, am an asshole, to holler at me if you think we wrong. But if you think we right, tell us why we're right, because everybody loves to know that. Last one. Y'all, this is wild. I don't even know if I should click refresh, because I feel like it probably got taken away. I'm gonna quickly highlight it and copy it just in case I refresh it if it's gone. It was so wild. Get out of refresh. Nah, this bitch is still here. This is crazy. Okay. Am I the asshole for not giving more money to my wife? I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old stepdaughter. When my wife and I got married, we had some agreements, including that cooking will be her job since she's a stay-at-home mom and I'm the breadwinner. The problem is that my wife makes tuna sandwiches twice a week. I don't hate tuna, but at this point, I'm starting to hate it because of how often I eat it. My daughter hates tuna. She is not picky. This is the only thing she hates. Well, my wife claims that it's her daughter's favorite food, so we need to get used to eating it. Yesterday, I came home from work. My daughter's eating a burger and fries. I hate fast food. She knows she's not allowed to eat junk food. I asked her why she's not eating the food my wife made. She says because it was tuna again. I asked my wife why she didn't cook anything else for her. She shrugs and says she already cooked one meal and won't be making another meal. Then she asked me for money to go shopping for herself. I told her I gave her money yesterday, so I'm not giving her more money today. If she won't do her job, well, then why would I do mine? Plus, she just wanted money to go buy a Gucci bag or something like that. I told her since she's only doing the minimum and not feeding my child, well, then I'm also doing the minimum from now on and no luxuries for her, that she will only get the essentials. She got angry and called me an asshole and said that it's not her job to feed my kid. I said, it's not my job to feed yours either. She's sleeping in the guest room now and won't talk to me. Edit. After thinking about it for a while, I made my final decision. I informed my wife that from now on, my daughter and I will be eating out every night. There's a very good restaurant with a diverse menu near our house that we used to go to a lot before I got married. We will be eating there from now on. As for my wife and her daughter, since they seem to be very obsessed with tuna, PBJ, nuggets, etc., that's what I'll be buying them from now on. Since my wife seems uninterested in good food, then there's no point in buying other food for them. That's all they get. I will, of course, continue providing all the necessities for them but since she's not doing her job, then I don't see a reason for her to get any luxuries. She'll get a small amount of fun money, and that's it. Of course, she threw a tantrum when she found out and is currently yelling at me as I'm writing this, but I'm not going to change my mind.
Why are you writing the yelling? Talk to me, please. Let's be adults.
Holy smokes. Is this person an asshole?
Yes. Like, I'll say this a lot. It's always some cases where it's like, at first you write and then you keep on talking, and then like your talking and your words you using and your demeanor makes you wrong. Like, man, both y'all are idiots, pretty much. Like, man, y'all don't need to be together. Like, where you like, we gonna be in the same house, eating different. I mean, I'm wrong because we be in the same house eating different foods, but that's because like, yeah, that's just our current situation. Like, Emery ain't gonna never eat nothing we eat. This is always gonna be the thing where it's like, you know what I'm gonna eat? I'm gonna ask you to make me a pizza. Then I'm gonna eat all the cheese off of it. Then maybe 4 hours later I'll eat the bread. Maybe I won't eat the bread at all. Maybe I will.
Could happen. Could not.
Yeah. And then I won't say I'm hungry for 3 days.
What a wild card.
Yeah.
Bruh. Box, what do you think about this guy?
This whole family seems chaotic and problematic. I'm having a hard time finding anyone here that I side with.
Everyone sucks here is the answer. I was like, get fucked. Every one of y'all. Come on, man. No way. But I do have some comments from this guy because he's been in the comments. Because, of course, this is the dude who's going to be in the comments. So let's just go over some of his comments. I'm not even going to read the comments that he's responded to, just his comments. I'm not abusive. I'm providing the food she seems to love. What else am I supposed to do? Is one of his comments, which has minus 114 karma currently. This next one. No, just too boring. I don't like young, immature women anyway. I prefer someone around my own age. Okay. Next comment. Again, I'm not telling you who he's commenting to or what the comment before this was. I just want you to hear his comments. I left them. They didn't leave me.
Oh my god! You trying to help Ike?
Yeah, you didn't fire me. I quit.
Oh my god! I mean,
on a sidebar, tuna twice a week gotta fucking suck though.
Tuna, what? Tuna. How often do you have tuna?
I ate tuna twice this week. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I ate it on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay, that's different. That's consecutive days.
Made it leftovers. Makes sense. Get it.
Nope. Literally opened a can on Tuesday, stirred it up with the mayo, threw some onions on it, put on a tortilla, ate it. Wednesday, opened another can of tuna, mixed it with more chipotle mayo, with some more onions, a little bit of cheese, put it on a tortilla, ate it. Two separate cans, 2 separate days.
That's because that sounds more like a hankering than, and those sound more like man meals. You said Chipotle in that. I had Chipotle with it. It made it manly.
It was Chipotle mayo.
It's still Chipotle in it. It's a pepper.
Yeah.
I can promise you, I've not had tuna in years.
It's been a solid probably 8, 9. And if I had it before, it was a tuna casserole.
I have 2 10-packs purchased from Sam's Club that are in my pantry right now that were purchased within the last 6 weeks.
Okay.
So I eat tuna from time to time.
Yeah, but you first of all, you're a single man, one. And I'm sure part of the reason you ate the tuna was the protein, not
It's a healthy
necessarily.
protein that's
Yeah,
easy to make. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a convenient, easy protein.
I do hate the fact though that somehow we have the ones that are in vegetable oil.
Gross.
I much
In the
prefer
water.
water. The
Water.
vegetable
Yes.
oil is so problematic.
Do the cats come up
Problematic
just
vegetable
come
oil.
and running as soon as you crack a can open?
Not my buddy's cats. No, they don't seem to give a shit. But my cats always did. Like
Yeah.
Callie
Yeah.
was always at my feet as soon as that can got cracked,
Like,
and then
oh,
she
just
would
finish it
follow
up.
me when I was eating the sandwich, and then she'd sit there and stare at me while I ate. So I was like, I let her lick the can, then I let her lick the
Oh,
bowl from when I stirred it up, and then
Yeah.
like if anything fell on the plate, I let her. She knew the drill.
Yeah. I that's about the only thing I miss of I guess cats and tuna preparation. Is as soon as I can that from the can opener, because that's of course when I use the mechanical can opener, cats come storming from wherever they was at. It was like, but what's bad is can't over anything. I'm cracking some green beans. Like cats is there. What's going on?
I hear
Wait,
the sound, but I don't smell the smell.
Gosh, that's a wild one. That was this week's Ever the Assholes. I hope you enjoyed, but I think I did a pretty decent selection this go around. No people having their inheritance stolen from them or given to somebody else this go around, but still. I gotta tell y'all, I truly have not been on anything entertainment wise. I've just been watching YouTube of you know what though? I do got a bunch of stuff to show. So let's play a little show and tell. All right, this arrived
Just a
today.
game I
That
play.
is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This is the remake of the N64 game for the Nintendo Switch. Technically comes out tomorrow, but when you order from Best Buy, they got to make sure it gets there on release day, so it got to be there a day early, just in case. Nick Jew hit me up earlier. It was like, "Hey man, this Apple top 10 records of all time has to be discussed." And I was like, "All right, bet." And I was like, "I think I own most of these records." Turns out I did not own most of them. I owned some of them. And so I corrected most of that today. Turns out I need Anthony, let me know if you have it already and or if I can borrow it or whatever. Well, I need it sooner or later, so not borrow it. Let me know where you think I can find a copy of Songs in the Key of Life.
Let me check over there and see if I have it.
Right.
I'll let you know tonight.
The number 10 album is Lemonade. I thought I had it. Turns out I don't. So I got to buy Lemonade. Actually, I think I might have that list here. Again, I'm not really going to go into it in detail here, but like I said, me and Nick are going to discuss it on a show for what's the T Patreon. And so that's that. I think we're going to do it this weekend. Number 9, Nirvana. Nevermind. There we go. Number 8, Amy Winehouse. Back to Black.
Oh man,
This is the Target exclusive copy. Comes on a lovely pink vinyl. Look at that. So
that's very
pink.
nice. I watched that documentary just the other day.
Here, I'll just lay that down. Number 7 on that list, Kendrick Lamar. Good kid. Mad City. That van that Drake trapped in. Number 8, number 6, forgive me, is Songs in the Key of Life. And again, I don't have a copy of that, but working on it. Number 5 is Blonde by Frank Ocean. That is an original pressing that came that he put on sale on Thanksgiving in like, was that 2016, I think? This album goes for thousands of dollars in the mint edition. And I could actually sell it in my current condition, which I would say is probably a very good plus for several $100s.
If I'm not mistaken, I do have a copy of Songs in the Key of Life, but it is signed by Stevie Wonder, Innocent Frame.
Oh, Worry not.
I might have another copy if I'm not mistaken. But I know I definitely have a signed frame copy to Ellen
Nice.
from Stevie Wonder.
Number 4, Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Once again, I copped the Target exclusive. In this case, comes on purple marble vinyl, 180 gram collector. Actually bought that twice. The other one is over there. I saw a copy that was on picture disc, and I bought it, and then I was like, I shouldn't have bought that picture disc. They never sound as good as actual pressed vinyl. So then I bought this one. Wasting money I probably shouldn't have, but hey. Number 3. Now my did not have until today. Abbey Road by the Beatles. Never heard this album in my life. But so this will be the first time I get to go through that and have that experience. Number 2 on their list, Michael Jackson's Thriller. Open this album up. I'm going to open this album up so you can see it in case y'all don't remember what the inside of Thriller looks like. It's Michael Jackson kicking it with a baby tiger. It's like so dope, man.
I'm reaching for your crotch, Michael.
Oh my gosh. And the number 1 album according to Apple of all time?
Let me guess. Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
It is Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And this album is super personal to me. It has some deep meaning. The song with her and D'Angelo, Nothing Really Matters, was my not my wedding song per se, but we danced to it at our at my reception. And so that is one of them ones, And I don't know if it's the greatest album of all time, but I know it's a pretty goddamn great album. So I got all those. I'm going to be listening to those over the next couple of days to prepare for this discussion with Nick, and I'm excited about that. Can't wait to have it. And you might want to be getting down with the What's the Patreon so you can listen to it, or at least listen to us talk about it. But yeah, tomorrow at some point, I'm off the next few days. So tomorrow I'm going to go on the hunt for Lemonade, and it's always in the key of life. I hit up 3 stores today. So tomorrow I'll expand my my search a little bit, and Lemonade is easy to find. It's a I think I saw a kind of Lemonade at Target tonight that I could have snagged, but Songs in the Key of Life, which I thought would be easy, is proving to be more challenging. So maybe I head over to the Steelyard Exchange, see if they got copies, and over there's a couple of record stores in that general area I can hit up as well. So
there's an exchange by me too.
Yeah. So
and they said Lemonade is available in the Steelyard.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, Lemonade is a relatively easy album to come across. So I'm not tripping off of that, but that Songs in Key of Life is the one I'm putting some effort into. So we shall see. But like I said, I ain't really been. I listened to What's the Tea this week, 3 weeks in a row. Shouts out to my peoples, so I would tell you to get down with that. Like I said, I'm not joking when I say, man, I think our The Bear podcast is something pretty fucking special. So Chef to the Bear Recap podcast, available over on the Krunchy feed. Pretty good. So oddly enough, I was supposed to record an episode of that today. I was gonna have 2 episodes. Was going to have done 2 podcasts today, y'all. But Chalfie had to cancel toward the last minute there. So I'm like, I actually kind of breathed a sigh of relief. I was like, I don't think I can do 2 podcasts in a day. It's been a long while since I had to do a 2 a day. I am not in that kind of podcast shape. So, but we'll see how that all plays out. The only thing I've been listening to with any kind of regularity is indeed Not Like Us. I have not stopped listening to it. I keep going back and watching people's reaction videos to it, and I love how everybody always it's like the same for everybody. That I see dead people, they almost stop on a dime. That hold on, I'll just pull up the lyrics. Everywhere they stop, like Mustard on a beat hole. What? Mustard? Yo, do Mustard not fuck with Drake? Because that's me that people think like if he made a beat, he must not fuck. Like, no, he probably gave him that beat forever ago, y'all. Walk around like Tizo. If people know Tizo touchdown, they immediately go, oh, that's because they understand that's a crazy bar. People always stop at beat you. No, they don't stop it. I think they should. They have been stopping at John Stockton. They either understand that John Stockton was an assist leader, or they know John Stockton played with Karl Malone. And those who get that one are definitely like, yo, you can tell they know. Certified Boogeyman gets the right person. If the right person hears it, they like, yo, Certified Boogeyman. And they be going off with that shit. Nobody gets as hyped about Beat Your Ass and How the Bible of God Watching as I get. But man, I still get pretty excited about that. Say Drake, I hear you like him young. Everybody always stop, get up, walk away from wherever they listen to it at, cover their mouth. They always be stunned and shocked that they said that. I've only heard one person go, oh shit, he's talking about Lotto. When he said, you know what I'm saying, hide your little sister from him. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you know. This one I watched today was a mom and a son watching it, a white mom and white son to clarify. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, who's Baca? and the son was like, I don't know, man. But he got a weird case. Why is he around? And certified lover boy, certified pedophile stops everybody in their tracks. Every person discussing this song stops right there and is like, yo. And it's the best thing ever. And they all stop. When they first heard it on, everybody starts dancing immediately. Nobody. The haters start moving. People who like, I'm a Drake fan, they start dancing. And they be like, oh my God, he walking this nigga. He walking. He dancing all over him. This one dude was like, he got to stop, man. You know what I'm saying? He kicked somebody when he down, and then he started hearing the song, and that was the dad and son watching it. They were reviewing it together. Yeah. And then after a while, he's like, bruh, all right, I can't. That track, everybody say the same thing. Man, they gonna have me crip walking. Everybody crip walking. Like, none of y'all crip walk. None of y'all can crip walk. But they all seem to think I am. But yeah, they not like us, or shooting just not like us. Still has my attention. Still seems to have the country's attention. It's still the number one search on Genius. Mm-hmm. And that's with Billie Eilish having dropped the whole album. All of Billie Eilish's songs are on Genius being looked up as, but still the number one song, Not Like Us. Because people was like, yo. And of course, you know what I'm saying, when you call somebody a fucking colonizer, you change the world up real quick. So that's a wild one. I have been playing the shit out of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I really like that game. If you're a Star Wars fan, and I am, that's a great game. And
how much is it about now?
I'm playing for free because I got on Xbox. It's on Game Pass Ultimate if you have Game Pass Ultimate. But I want to say it's like $29. You can buy the first one if you consider it.
I have the first one.
Oh, okay. Jedi Survivor. Let's see what Jedi Survivor is going for. Jedi Survivor. I mean, your birthday coming up, nigga. Maybe Tia Claus will just take care of that for you.
Yeah, I have the first one. I bought it for Spud because like my girl was at her nephew's house and he was playing it, and the boys were just like, "What is this game?" And then I was like, I think back then I was like, "Man, that game's $12. No problem. It'll be here in a day or two." That's
what's up. All right, I can't tell you how much it costs because now it's your birthday present.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like it's funny. I seen this meme, and it was like Geminis every day, and it's like a happy picture. It was like Geminis on their birthday. It was a sad picture.
You do and don't do well on your birthday. I've been here, so I don't know. I always want your spirits to be high because I'm happy to have had you make another one around the sun. So. That's just what it be. Touch your butt. Touch your butt, my blind dog.
Yeah.
So y'all been watching anything, reading anything, playing anything? I got a bunch of shit. I got some stuff on my dang my Libby app. I just need to get to it. But I just, like I said, I just been.
I've been struggling with Libby. Like, if you could screenshot me what you listening to, like that would be kind of helpful. But speaking of Tizo Touchdown, I've been listening to Sucker a lot. And I was playing it in the house and in the car, and then the boys was just walking around the house talking about the sucker, Don't be a buster. So, I mean, if I could recommend any Tizo touchdown song, that would be it. This week, well, this past week, it's 11/11 Make a Wish. I went to go see the 40th anniversary of Transformers at Cinemark.
Sick.
It showed 4 episodes of Generation 1 Transformers, with the first episode being voiced by the original actors and a couple new actors for the other people that passed away. So me and the June boys went to go see that, and it was pretty good. It's always cool to sneak snacks in your pocket and buy popcorn.
Hey man, if you don't know, Five Below is the lick for your movie theater popcorn situation, for snack situation now. You know, it used to be you can go to Mark's and do that, and Mark's still kind of got some selection.
Yeah.
Five Below is the one.
Well, yeah, I gave the boys some horribles, like mini gummy bear packs, and then we had some was it Capri Suns, 100% juice, and like mini waters, and
Nice.
we all shared a popcorn. Um, it was fun. Oh, then of course, like I said, we went to Red Robin after. But what I watch Hacks every week. I love that show. Been watching some stuff on Tubi, but not nothing. I'm like, oh man, you should check this out. I've been watching. Is it called Zilla on the Wild? But it's a show where they had these weird ass houses from Zillow, and they like by the end of the season, they I guess they'll be like, man, this is the wildest house. That's but like they'll have the weird meter and stuff like that. That's what my oldest son is really into. Like, this house got the weirdest shit. And I think that was about it, because like it's been a little busier at work, so I really haven't been watching too much.
Fair.
I realized last week that I inadvertently lied.
Oh,
I actually did watch a show.
you bastard!
I didn't remember that until the other day. I watched Knuckles on Paramount Plus.
All 6 episodes?
I watched all 6 episodes in one sitting.
What'd you think?
Well,
I mean, yeah, you watched all 6 in one sitting, so shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable. It was kind of like almost like a buddy cop kind of thing. And if you got time, and you enjoyed the Sonic people, like Sonic and Tails are in it very much, like just a minute here or there. It's mostly just Knuckles.
And Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi is in it, yeah.
Oh, say word.
And
he's
in a couple episodes.
Cool. I thought he was Solin's on. Where that man from?
He's from Sacred Heights.
Okay, word up.
Yeah.
And like he's the new Common. Like he's doing a little bit better than, because Common's 1 note and Kid Cudi has like 2 or 2.5.
How was it's Idris Elba, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very like straight to the point, monotone kind of. But he does a good job.
Nice.
So like
Tika Sumpter, like how many episodes is she in it?
Who's that?
The black lady.
Oh, the one that plays like the wife in the movies?
Yeah.
She's in like 2 minutes of one episode.
Oh.
That's how they sew it into the movie situation?
Yeah, well, like the show is like, it starts kind of like where the movie left off, where like now Knuckles is on Earth with the Sonic and the Tails and like in the family and everything.
Yeah.
And then he do you remember in the movie there's like the goofy deputy guy? Him and Knuckles basically go on an adventure. So the show revolves around the 2 of them.
Nice.
Oh.
And like they leave the town. So like Sonic and all them aren't like, they're not even around because they're not even in the same location.
Okay.
And it's 6 episodes?
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes. Like you can get through it in a couple hours because like each episode is like 30
22 minutes.
minutes or so, something like
Gotcha.
that,
All
30
right.
to 40.
I need something,
Um,
man. As I said, this X-Men withdrawal is harsh.
yeah, I also this past weekend I watched Madam Web on Netflix,
Oh,
and that
all I've
movie
heard,
fucking sucked.
all I've heard is how awful it is. Like
It
awful,
is
awful.
terrible.
Like bad ADR. Like they like the lips and words ain't matching up. Kind of awful situation, you know.
Yeah, it was a not enjoyable movie. Like to the point where like I started like playing Monopoly Go and paying more attention to that than I was the actual movie. It did not hold me at all.
I
I hate that. Like it sucked, and I wish it was better, but it is what it is. I didn't make the movie. I just watched it.
yeah, I watched a little bit of it and I fell asleep. But the part that I did watch was like the beginning where she was kind of mad at Uncle Ben for about
Hmm.
to get married to Aunt May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have they being Sony have really fucked over the Spider Universe, in my opinion. I mean, I guess you are okay with the Venom movies, right, Box? I don't know if you love them, but you're good with them, correct?
they're good enough.
Yeah, and it's just like, damn you, Stan Lee, for selling those rights all those years ago, because this is what you end up with. You end up with somebody trying to stretch just as far as possible this Spider Universe. There's a goddamn Craven the Hunter movie coming out that they pushed back now 3 times. So I let you know what the quality of that work. And the last Venom movie is supposed to drop this year, I believe. So it's like, I don't know, man. The only thing they've done great is the Spider Verse movies, which are honestly works of art. And so, but sheesh, bruh, I get out of
I,
here with that bullshit, Sony. You wild.
I wonder if they're gonna do the Craven movie like they did that notorious Fantastic Four movie that never came out.
That guy just died recently.
Hmm.
God, I can't think of his name. Corbin,
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Roger Corman.
yeah. He died like last week or like earlier this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we showed, yeah, but no, I mean, hell, if Warner Brothers just be writing movies off, why not? Just write that bitch off and no one ever sees it. You know, just leave it
Oh
be.
yeah, the with the Batgirl movie.
That one, this Acme live action cartoon mix movie,
Hmm.
lots of stuff, but that one's supposed to be really good, and they just wrote that one off because they didn't want somebody else to make money off of it. Their words. They didn't want somebody else to have it. They didn't want it to be a success for another company,
Hmm.
but they wouldn't put it out.
So
Fucking
they
assholes.
poopity scoopity it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, dudes are anyway. Well, there you go, people. Are you not entertained?
Is that not why you're here? Spaniard.
Housekeeping. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. That means basically, YouTube and Apple Podcasts and so forth like that. Let's work. Let's quick breakdown. Google Podcasts has pretty much gone away already in America, but it's going away in the rest of the world in the coming month. And so Google hit me up the other day, was like, "Hey man, we taking away Google Podcast Manager, but you can push your podcast episodes directly to YouTube." Now y'all know it used to be that way when we were on Libsyn, but it wasn't that way on Anchor / Spotify for podcasters. And so I would have to manually make and upload our podcast to YouTube. Well, they have fixed that problem. So now all of our podcasts, and I mean Crimpetissier, I mean the Bear, I mean a pod called Gas, and Stage Crunchy Milk, all are pushed over to YouTube. And if you go to Stage Crunchy Milk, Stage Crunchy and Milk's YouTube, all those podcasts are available now. And so you can have a good time. And man, bro, I was getting hit with so many, not strikes, but copyrights. They was like, and then they got real with me. It's just like, hey man, you ain't got to worry about this until we monetize, until you can monetize the channel. So don't trip. And I'm like, I ain't tripping. Oh, our several of our videos are blocked in a couple of countries. Those countries are either Russia and Belarus or both. And so I'm like, all good. I'm not really tripping off of that. But yeah, all our shows now push cleanly over to YouTube. If that is your preferred, well, it will. It's going to be the forced preferred method for Google for Android users here
Yes.
very shortly. And
No,
they
already. I've been in. They gave me a 2 month trial, and that's what I've been rocking with. And it's pretty enjoyable to like switch back and forth from music to YouTube, to from music to podcast in the car. It's pretty good.
there you got it, people. So our stuff, well, just now it works. It's there already, and going forward, it'll just push automatically. Like tomorrow, like I told you, that episode of us Krimper's A goes up here in about a half hour. There you go. So thank you for that. And like I said, you can get down with that. If you head over to YouTube, give us a thumbs up. If you are on Spotify, give us a star. Give us 5 stars, not no a star. If you're on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and write a little review. It helps so much, and we'd be eternally grateful if you were so inclined. If you want to support the show financially, hey, we got some methods for that too. You can join us over on Patreon. Viewers at the $5 and above tier get extra. At the $5 tier, there is no above. That's the tier we have now. That's the highest tier. Get extra content each month and early access to new shows. We also have merch over at tpuppet.com/Stays Crunchy Milk, all one word. I was going to wear my SKiM shirt today, but I instead went with everybody knows I love lesbians. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. You can call that number. You can text that number. You're good, however you wish to do it. We would certainly love to hear from you. That is, of course, the 216 zone. It's Tatum.
Yeah. I'm a tapioca man.
That is the Firehouse Zone. Lunchbox 2099.
Butter my scotch.
Vanessa bought that yesterday. That Grandma McFlurry.
Man. Yeah, what you think?
It is so. I don't know what she thought. She let me taste it. And I was like, this is far too intense. Too intense.
They
butterscotch the shit out of it.
With the butterscotch they put in it, like, first of all, they didn't. With mine, they didn't mix it well. So I get to the bottom of like all these fucking intense crumblies and shit. I'm like, I'm eating all these fucking rocks, and then at the bottom there's nothing, and then it's just too much. It's unga pachka.
Far, yeah. I was not a fan. I am the internet's Taylor 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll see you next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.